Donald Trump's Justice Department continues to amplify the message that members of the American military are not required to follow illegal orders. That was the message delivered by members of Congress who are veterans of the intelligence services and the military in a video last year directed directly to members of the military, reminding them what they all learned in their training and in their military education. You do not have to follow illegal orders. The Trump Justice Department is now running childishly fake criminal investigations of those members of Congress who obviously did nothing illegal by publicly stating the law. Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander of New Hampshire, who appeared in the video, said this.
No matter the threats, I'm not backing down. It is sad, telling, and downright dangerous that simply stating a bedrock principle of American law caused the president, our commander-in-chief, to threaten violence against me and to weaponize the Department of Justice against me. I served at the Department of Justice. I know that federal prosecutors have more control over the life and liberty of the American people than any other peacetime force. I know that when these powers are used for good, they make us the more perfect union. And I know that when these awesome powers are abused, when they are used to punish political opponents, to seek retribution, to do a president's personal bidding, there's nothing more dangerous in this country. My message is clear. I took an oath to this Constitution, and I intend to keep it. I will never give up the ship.
Congressman Chris Deluzio of Pennsylvania is a Navy veteran. He graduated from the United States Naval Academy at Annapolis in 2006 and then served as a surface warfare officer and deployed to Iraq with an Army Civil Affairs unit. He appeared in that video last year and is now being investigated by the Trump Justice Department, with federal prosecutors now pretending that the law is not the law and that the First Amendment does not exist. Joining us now is Democratic Congressman Chris Deluzio of Pennsylvania. He's a member of the House Armed Services Committee. Congressman, thank you very much for joining us tonight. I'm sure this was not something you could possibly have imagined when you took your oath of office in Congress.
No, nor could it be something I would have imagined as a plebe at the Naval Academy when I first took the oath. But I believe, as I did then, this country is worth our efforts. And no draft-dodging president like Donald Trump is going to intimidate me from doing the job that I was elected to do, period. And he and everyone else in this country ought to understand that there are members of Congress like me who understand our oaths and are not going to be bullied or intimidated by his administration.
Was it at Annapolis when you were first taught that you should not follow illegal orders?
Absolutely. And it's something you learn. In my case, at the Naval Academy where I trained, you learn it in boot camp or officer candidate school or ROTC, and then you train on it during your time in uniform. Commanders work with JAG lawyers to train their troops on this. It's a bedrock principle. And of course, no one can order our troops and compel our troops to follow illegal orders. Our troops have to follow legal orders. These are basic principles of law. And I'll remind your viewers, Pete Hegseth said the same thing many times. Pam Bondi put it in a legal briefing because it's the law. It's not a controversial thing that tells you, how out of bounds this administration is. They're willing to target me and other members of Congress who stated the law.
So if you committed a crime by saying something and what you said is on video, it would seem the investigation would be watch the video and then issue your indictment. What else could their investigation possibly involve at this point?
Yeah, who the heck knows? And I think you're getting right to the heart of the fact that this is an intimidation or harassment campaign by the executive branch against the legislative branch. It goes to the heart of separation of powers. It goes to this president's desire and those around him to shut up political rivals like me and others. And we're not going to be intimidated.
You're obviously from Western Pennsylvania. You're around Trump voters all the time. You have friends who are Trump voters, I'm sure. Is this your sense of what they voted for?
No. And look, I'm proud that I win in a tough district of Western Pennsylvania. Folks who may have voted for the president voted for me. It's how I win election. And I will tell you, people, things they talk about, cost of living, whether they can afford their life and whether the American dream is still real. If you're my age, I'm 41 or younger, you're now living in America where you don't expect to be better off than your parents. That is a failure of the American dream. That's what folks are most focused on, not the insane and crazy rumblings of this president who seems addicted to power and addicted to the idea that he can use that power to target his rivals.
Have you, among your constituents, been challenged about this?
I will tell you the overwhelming calls and emails and things coming to my office have been positive and supportive. I've talked to folks. I had a town hall not too long after this all first came out in the news and the president's threats against me and others. Folks are overwhelmingly supportive. And I'm not just talking about Democrats, independents, Republicans, because I think people understand this is the law. And especially folks who served, they know what we get trained on in uniform. They know that we have to follow lawful orders from the most junior person on up, and that no one's ever going to force our troops or could force our troops to follow illegal ones.
Congressman Chris Deluzio, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me on.